Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Van Hoy, and I am a neuro-optometrist from the state of Indiana, but I'm also splitting my time here in Seattle, Washington. In Indiana, I'm a board-certified neurodevelopmental optometrist treating patients of all ages, evaluating for brain injuries, for autistic spectrum disorders, for learning differences, and I've been in practice for well over 40-some years. But in Seattle, I found a need for sensory integration that was not being offered by my colleagues or other healthcare practitioners. So I decided at my advanced years, you can do the math, I've been in practice over 45 years, to come to Seattle and offer the sensory learning program, which is a unique, multimodal, gentle, simultaneous stimulation of the vestibular, visual, and auditory systems. But I, like many practitioners, bought the REDjuvenator for personal interest. I was curious after meeting Leanne at the International Light Association meeting in Florida that perhaps her REDjuvenator, this device right here, might possibly help me with maintaining my circadian rhythm. Indiana is on Eastern Time. Seattle is on Western Time, so that could be a problem if I have to travel back and forth every month. I spend 2 weeks in Indiana, 2 weeks in Seattle, and in order not to have jet lag or all kinds of disorders from sleep deprivation or sleep disorder, I decided for the investment, which was very reasonable, to try the REDjuvenator personally. I wanted to see what would happen to my circadian rhythm if I could hit the ground running on Monday morning in Seattle, and at the same time, when I get back to Indianapolis, hit the ground running on Monday morning seeing patients with a very busy schedule there. So I'm here to say that I'm very pleased with the results personally. I drove my little Mini Cooper from Indianapolis all the way to Seattle. Took me 4 days, drove by myself, enjoyed the scenery, but each night I would shine the REDjuvenator on my bare chest like this just before sleep for about 5 to 10 minutes was all it took, in total darkness on the bed, just holding it there, trying not to fall asleep before I finish, of course, and then I would go to sleep. And interestingly, my wake-up time is usually 6:30 in Indiana, but I was in Peoria, Illinois, a different time zone, woke up at 6:30 Peoria time. Went to South Dakota, same thing, 6:30 South Dakota time, I woke up at 6:30. And then I thought, well, maybe it's because I've been driving back and forth. That time difference in driving isn't as severe as flying. Let's see what happens when I fly back from Seattle to Indianapolis. Well, fortunately, the same wonderful results. I would shine it at night, about 5 minutes by now, before bedtime, in total darkness on a bare chest, and then go sound asleep. Wake up, hit the ground running at 6:30 in the morning to see a busy schedule of patients in Indianapolis. So, personally, I found great benefits because, as Leanne states, the body creates its own melatonin, which means you don't have to worry about whether you're digesting supplements to create better sleep. And that really intrigued me. Now I'm using the REDjuvenator not only for myself and my personal needs, I always travel back and forth with it, and I'm getting ready to buy a second unit, but I also use it as a supplement to my patients that are being treated with a sensory learning program. Sometimes they're just so fragile, they need a little more boost of energy, and so I'll let them use the REDjuvenator for 5 minutes between sessions with their other treatment. And I found they really like it. It relaxes them, but yet they don't feel fatigued. They don't feel like they're sedated. They have more energy, but not hyperactivity. So those of you who are still skeptical, wondering if this is really valid, I would encourage you to use it for yourself first, because oftentimes if you're a healthcare practitioner, your patients or your clients don't understand all the technical words you're using, but they do understand the music. They know that you know and that you're sincere. So I would urge you, if you have some health challenges, to let your body heal itself, but give it the supplement of the REDjuvenator, which I think is a very, very good investment, very well priced, and more importantly, it's effective and it's multimodal as well. It uses a lot of different things through Leanne's patented or unique pattern of both the red LEDs as well as the invisible near-infrared. So as a neuro-optometrist, I certainly endorse it, and I encourage you to take a look too. Thanks so much.